You shall not pass, boy. Hey, what's up guys, Chris here, and welcome to another Filmmaker Reacts episode. Before we get started, did you guys see the Netflix teaser about Arcane, which is based on League of Legends? It's gonna be sick, man. I am so excited. So, today is actually the second episode of Apex Legends Cinematic Season 5, right? Which is the continuation from Season 4, I think. And it took me a while to get to another Apex Legends cinematic, so I hope you guys are excited. Looks like the little girl kind of like grew up and it has like vengeance and she's going after kind of like those revenant robot things, which you make for something really cool. So with that said, guys, if you like minimalism as well as that cool industrial design, then the Rich Wallet is for you, and they have brought to you guys yet another episode. As you guys know, I'm a big fan of the Rich Wallet. I actually have 3 distinct versions here, starting with the Burnt Titanium, Damascus Steel Edition, as well as the Forged Carbon. Now the Rich Wallet can hold up to 12 cards, plus room for cash. It has lifetime warranty, and it comes in tons of colors. Now the sick thing is, if you use my code CHRISCONNOR down in the description below, you're gonna get 10% off as well as free worldwide shipping. So if you want to join the Rich Wallet Club, or you want to get something nice for a friend or family member, then do not miss out, guys. These are really sick. I actually sometimes, I don't know which one to choose, so I just swap my cards on the day and just put it in my pocket, which I think is a bit excessive, but also a bit cool. So with that said, let's fire up YouTube and check out Apex Legends Season 5. Full screen in 1, 2, 3. That didn't work. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I forgot about the art style. What? The human died? Ooh, yep. Yeah, it is her. Dude, there's so many. Does she want to like... Oh! What?
Demonio, go back to hell!
Is that the guy that controls them? What kind of power? You shall not pass, boy. Ooh. Oh, that was sick. Nice. What is that cool thing, man? That is so cool. Whoa. It's like the wristband thing. So she can throw it. Ooh.
Don't you kill me, little girl.
Someday. But for now.
That's pretty sweet. That was really cool, actually. It was like a hybrid between like a music video as well as like storytelling action, which was pretty cool, because usually, yeah, no, that was pretty sick actually. So it is a continuation. Basically the little girl grew up and she has that really super cool thing. Do not give me spoilers. I don't know if like later cinematics kind of like progress the story, or if she gets to actually like get to him. But that little gadget thing like was so cool, that she could throw it, kind of like transport yourself to that one, but also change into like weapons, like the stuff, or like get the guns. That was sick, man. That was really cool. I still think I prefer season 4. Like that cinematic was just like epic, and like the violence and the greeniness of it, and when at the end the Revenant robot thing realizes who he is, I guess, because that face looked as if was the one that was controlling all the Revenants thing. I'm probably just rambling on, but as always, guys, I go through all the comments, so if you have some cool story bits with not too much spoiler stuff, let me know down in the comment section below. So let's jump right back to it and just talk about some cool stuff, because I really want to see the transportation technique, because it was just like, even like sound design, but also like the visuals, it would just like wrap really quickly, like multiple rings, and then she would like be there basically. So we drop instantly.
Game over, Tin Can.
I was not expecting this actually. Like the bombs fall, but the robot gets protected. Yep. That's really cool. I do like this though. This brings back some memories, man. This kind of like transition effect that goes into the ground was kind of like one of the first tutorials I would watch back in the day to like learn visual effects and stuff. And for those of you guys that don't know, Andrew Kramer is like the granddad of like YouTube filmmaking tutorials. I remember there was one that basically shows you how to transition between like this into the ground, and it's really cool. Now this is always a really cool way when you take the audience through something. It's really a smooth transition, but the audience also goes like, wow. It's a bit like, it's not realistic in the sense that, you know, we like, let's say we're looking at a cityscape and the drone shot kind of like approaches a window and then we go through the window. It's almost like an ethereal kind of like existence, because one, we couldn't do this in real life, so it's not a realistic kind of like depiction of a camera move, let's say, for the audience. So when we do this, it actually gives the audience the sensation that we're not in it, you know, we're kind of like more of like a spectating kind of like element within the scene, because some camera techniques and filmmaking techniques are meant to put you into it. They're meant to put you next to the character, in the shoes of the character, in the midst of the battle, the fight scene. And some other techniques are meant to make you feel that you're spectating and things like this. So this one, I would say, it's more of like a spectating kind of like transition move, because we go from the top to the bottom through the ground itself. That's really cool. Pop up. See that bracelet, man. Let's see how it's done. It's really, whoa. You know what's funny? Those kind of rings are like turbulence rings. Basically, they distort the space. It's not like a physical ring that kind of like goes like this, but it has like the shape of a bracelet, but it just like warps the space and distorts it. So it's really, and then we have like a bubble, and then through the bubble and with some noise maps, she comes in. I know this is animation, guys, but it's always really fascinating to me to go frame by frame and see how an animation is done, because usually you can get the same techniques with real life clips as well. So that is really cool. And then those kind of like collapse to each other, and this is there. Very interestingly, the moment kind of like the character appears, the song drops in as well. Like the vocals of the song start. It's really sick, man. That kind of like, because if you see, that's not how light would work. As she turns, because you know it's like a flare, it would just illuminate the entire space. But they took a creative decision to just show like a tiny glimpse of the silhouette, and as she turns, that's when the light actually hits, which is not realistic, but it's meant to kind of like give you that like impact, kind of like whoa effect. We have the flashback sequence.
Every word you said feels hollow.
That is so creepy and awesome. You know, it reminds me like the layer of like Terminator or something, like Skynet. How you just have all the kind of like lifeless robot corpses or like bodies, I guess, just like hanging there lifeless. It actually also remind me, spoiler warning, on the second season of The Mandalorian, when you had the Death Troopers or Dark Troopers, somebody, and they would just stand and then they would go up and it would it's just so creepy, man. There is just something about a humanoid looking machine that is in limbo, and then it wakes up with only one thing to do, probably kill you. That's really cool.
All the promises you made, I didn't wash away. You're smoking.
I like the color combination as well. They use a very contrasted like color scheme, basically blue and red, but they're implementing it really nicely.
Won't change what I know.
It's interesting how her eyes have red on them as well. That, man, how creepy is this? Nice, sick.
Demonio, go back to hell!
It's funny because when she shots, the kind of like alarm goes on and then they wake up. So that thing gets kind of like armored in and transported, so it's safe. Now the things wake up. Yeah. So here, let's see what she does. Yeah, how did she summon the gun, man? Also, she always has the stuff. Okay, so maybe she has the bracelet and the stuff. Cool. I love that shot, man. How we follow the trails of the bullets as if we are a bullet ourselves, and we go just through all of them. Pop, pop. That is a really smart kind of like point of view and shot. Really sick. And I also love this. Just when you cut from being in the battle to kind of like a long shot is just meant to give you like space and grandeur, like just to give you the perspective of what's going on. So we see her in one of the thirds and just the bridge and all of the robots coming to her. It's really cool. It's also easy in the eyes, you know, when you just like go at it and you just have like 2 minutes of fighting and lightsabers or punches and stuff. It's always nice to just take a moment to breathe for the audience's eyes and just cut to like a longer perspective and then bring them back in. And this is my favorite sequence. How she summons the stuff after the... Oh, look at that, guys. And that trail of distortion, I love it. Half. And always cut to action when it comes to clipping together a fight. But look at this, guys. Pop. Pop. You know what's also interesting? I've noticed that when it comes to fight scenes, when you keep the camera lower down to the ground, it gives like a far more epic feel to all the character movements. And I love the use of like slow motion, how like you have the hit and it's so violent and then it just stops for a few. That's really cool. I love this as well. This is so smart. How she just puts the bomb and then it all explodes because she transported herself to something else. It just keeps the character so like it's so refreshing for the audience to just like not know what to expect and just like taking it all in, because it's always not nice when you're expecting something and it happens. You're like, yeah, I saw it coming. It's just flawless. Always kind of like, even though we know, you know, the character did not like die or something, it's always nice to just like keep the audience hanging just a tiny bit more, just a tiny bit more, and then even though they know. I love the sound design as well. When she like transports herself, the sound design of like what that warpiness is just like so satisfying. very smart way to introduce a character's name or like data or like kind of like report when you have some form of like database that can scan something. Is a cool way to give exposition to the audience in terms of data without having to say. For example, no one had to say her name, which is Loba, I think. But through that scanning thing, we now know, which I think is super smart. That reminds me of my, still to this day, the most famous video on the channel, which is the freaking gun sound design, kind of like VFX test and like sounds, which has 1.6 million views. But at the end, if you watch all the way to like the Hitman kind of like VFX, kind of like, you know, scenario where you just go pop, 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 pop at the end. That's how it finishes as well. Like I do pop, pop, which is super cool. I always like that kind of like barrel transition thing. Awesome. This was super cool. Favors. What was that? Fortune's Favor. Super cool, guys. Super awesome cinematic. Let me know about this one, guys, and if there is a continuation or the next season's kind of like cinematics just go with like other things, because it would be nice if there's a bit more structure. Like if I've watched season 4 and then this one, it would make more sense also for you guys, I'm sure. So let me know if there's like a specific order of watching these things. That would be awesome. And I hope you enjoyed another Filmmaker Reacts episode, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Stay awesome and creative.